A nurse wanted to let me die for being a worthless addict, not knowing I was an undercover cop. After getting shot during a 3-year undercover operation in the Southside substance scene, I ended up in the ER with my sister Johanna dragging me through the doors. I stumbled in with track marks running up my arms, my clothes reeking of the streets, dried blood mixing with the grime on my torn jacket. Nurse Emberlyn took one look at me, and I saw her whole demeanor change like someone had flipped a switch. She immediately profiled me as another homeless addict. Without even examining me, she pointed us to the corner seats far from the other patients. Johanna's voice cracked as she practically screamed that I'd been shot. Her hands shook, showing Emberlyn the blood seeping through my shirt. Emberlyn just rolled her eyes. She waved us off with an exasperated sigh and declared this was standard protocol for overdoses. They'd get to me when they got to me. When Johanna desperately grabbed Emberlyn's arm trying to explain, Emberlyn yanked away and used hand sanitizer dramatically like Johanna had contaminated her. She sneered that I'd chosen this life. Maybe my sister should focus on getting me into rehab instead of enabling me. I tried to speak up, but the words came out slurred from blood loss. Please, I need. Emberlyn cut me off with a sharp laugh. She'd heard every sob story, she said. People like me always thought we were dying when it was just withdrawal. She spun on her heel and walked away, leaving us stranded in that corner. Johanna's hands trembled as she helped me into the chair. She pressed her palms against the wound, but blood kept seeping through her fingers. My head was spinning. Each breath came harder than the last. I could feel myself getting weaker by the minute. The irony hit me through the haze of pain. 3 years deep undercover, living as the very thing I was fighting against. Now I was going to die because I'd done my job too well. The moment my sister left, Emberlyn did something that made my blood run cold despite the blood loss. She pulled on latex gloves with exaggerated movements, then used her foot to push my chair further into the corner. You smell like you haven't showered in weeks, she announced loud enough for everyone to hear. She sprayed air freshener directly at me, making me choke. Then she told a passing janitor to mop around my area when he got a chance, because these people bring in diseases. She grabbed my wallet that had fallen and tossed it back at me like it was contaminated. Probably stolen anyway, she muttered. Emberlyn noticed my jacket pocket bulging and reached for it, but instead of searching, she grabbed my arm where the track marks were. Let's test your pain tolerance, she said. She pressed her thumb hard into the marks, making me gasp. Interesting. Most addicts don't feel anything here anymore. She called another nurse over to observe her demonstration. She made me stand and walk to the scale despite my firearm wound. When I stumbled, she didn't help. If you can walk in here, you can walk to the scale, she said. The digital display showed my weight, and she announced it to the room. 80 pounds underweight. Classic addiction deterioration. Blood was pooling in my shoe, but she ignored it. Then she did something that made even the security guard flinch. She grabbed a blood pressure cuff and wrapped it around my injured side, right over the bullet wound. Need accurate vitals, she said. When she pumped it up, the pressure on the wound made me scream. She kept pumping. Stop being dramatic, she said as Johanna came running back. My vision went white from pain. That's when my body started convulsing from blood loss. Johanna screamed for help, but Emberlyn just stepped back and diagnosed it as a withdrawal seizure. She said she saw it all the time and suggested some Ativan would fix it. Johanna threw herself between us, begging Emberlyn to save me. She said I was all she had left. Emberlyn called security on Johanna. 2 guards grabbed her arms, dragging her away while she screamed I was dying. I forced myself up trying to help, but crashed hard to the floor. The impact ripped my jacket at the seams. As I hit the floor, everything in my inner pocket scattered everywhere. The metal badge made a sound like a gunshot when it hit. Everyone froze. Patricia stopped mid-sentence. The guards released Maya's arms. My police ID lay face up on the floor next to my gold detective shield. The words were impossible to miss. Detective. Narcotics Division. Undercover Operations. Emberlyn's face drained white as she stared at my police ID. 3 years undercover, I whispered before blacking out. I woke up 3 days later. Johanna had told the medical board what happened, and with all the security cameras and people willing to testify, Emberlyn's nursing license was revoked. 23 years in healthcare ended because she couldn't see past her assumptions. The hospital got sued and implemented mandatory anti-discrimination training. Emberlyn tried apologizing once outside the courthouse. I kept walking.